Hi.
Hey, welcome back to Sip Happens. we can hear you, guest. We haven't talked. What's your question? Yeah. I'm leaving this in. This is the beginning of the show now.
Okay, hear our
Sean,
guest,
that's
but our
Rosie.
guest is inquiring something.
Our question.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Nope.
No.
Nope. Just the two of us.
Their question was, can you see them? Our answer is no, you cannot see them yet.
So,
But hey, welcome to Sip Happens.
yeah.
I'm one of your hosts. I'm Sean.
I'm Rosie.
Hey, that's Rosie. And Rosie, who's our guest today?
Oh, yeah, we have a guest. This week we have Dr. B with us from Take This.
He's playing peekaboo.
I can't see. Unfortunately, I'm watching the part that's recorded to make sure that's working out. So
he's
cool.
Only
playing peekaboo with you. Can you tell us a little bit about Dr. B for those folks who don't know?
I can. So Dr. B, as you mentioned, works with Take This org. He's the clinical director over there. It is a mental health nonprofit dedicated to serving the game industry and game community. He's been with them since December of 2015. Overseeing their educational and public-facing programs and applying his perspective as an autism self-advocate. Outside of Take This, he's an expert in the applied use of tabletop role-playing games in clinical and learning settings and is the co-creator of a pan-theoretical model on their applied use. That sentence uses applied twice, and that
Editor Sean is feeling very frustrated about that sentence.
Not very, just
a little.
He's also one of the chapter authors in the book Video Games and Wellbeing Press Start, and co-authored Gardens of Fog, a best-selling mental health themed charity adventure module for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to add this. It's not in the blurb. 5th edition. If you would like more of Dr. B, he'll be on to tell you where exactly you can get him. But Mondays from 3:30 to 5:30 Pacific, Take This org is streaming more at twitch.tv/takethisorg. And we'll talk a little bit more with him as to what their scheduling looks like. But
cool.
Before we get to Dr. B,
yeah, who cares about that?
Do we have a tea?
I think we do have a tea. Wow, your camera got super pixelated and blurry, like real bad. Yikes, stripes, fruit stripe gum. Wow. Okay, well, you'll just be that for a little bit. Hopefully that comes back. We're drinking Dryad again. We're going back to our Dryad teas. I still can't see you. You're just like mostly pixels. Coming back though a little. There we go. Oh, there's Sean, y'all. Okay, we're drinking, yes, Innkeeper's Secret. There's a thing written on here. Every innkeeper seems to have a secret. Does yours? Fruit and brighty notes of strawberry and blood orange are paired with a robust orange, I can't pronounce that word, but you can probably.
Pico?
Okay, black tea. A disembodied voice has said Pico is correct. Sean, what are the ingredients of our Innkeeper's Secret tea?
The ingredients of this tea by our friends at Dryad are black tea, apple, hibiscus, rose hips, beet pieces, orange pieces, blackberry leaves, safflower, one word, safflower, papaya, strawberry, and natural flavors.
We'll be seeing if I'm allergic to this, because papaya I'm a little iffy on.
You know, I was going to make a joke about, like, well, if you have an allergic reaction, we have a doctor on the show. But he's not that kind of doctor. He was very specific
to let us know that he is not that kind of doctor. How long, what's the temperatures? What's all the goodness? Sure. Tell us the facts.
So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit this lever over here. Start boiling some water. But this is a black tea. It is a 3 to 5 minute steep at 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 degrees Celsius.
Cool. Oh, it smells super fruity.
It does, yeah. It smells really good. That, like, orange and papaya, like, it smells delicious. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, super fruity.
Hey, Rosie, what about our dear friends at home if they wanted to try this particular concoction from Dryad Tea?
Oh yeah, well if you want to try this, we've got a thing with Dryad. They offer our viewers 10% off if they use the code SIPHAPPENS, all one word, when they check out.
What?
That's so try this or any other teas, or you can get diffuser, like your little infusers. I've got a trivet from them.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
And if any of you at home want to play along and order some of the teas that we have coming up, either Sean or Rosie is going to go ahead in the chat and do the command that will bring up our tea review spreadsheet, and all of our teas are linked in that spreadsheet for ease of consumption, buying them. Go buy tea.
Oh, my dog's excited about that.
Good. All right. I'm going to work on getting a little bit more of this into my infuser. And yeah, so look at that.
My tea is so loud, I can very barely hear you. It's so loud today.
It's okay. I can't hear you coming through. So, what mug are we using today?
Ooh, I've decided, while I am disappointed in the author's decision-making / political views, I'm still a Ravenclaw through and through, so I'm using my Ravenclaw mug today.
Nice. I am married to a Ravenclaw, but I am a Slytherin.
We're not married. Jeez, that's pretty offensive to your wife.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about my wife there. Anyway, and I'm using this beautiful clear globe cup. It's got a map of the world on it.
Can you move it closer to the screen, please? Such a fun person to hang out with for so many hours in one day. That's very cool.
We only got like 6 more hours to go. So,
Should we bring our guest on soon?
That's what I was going to suggest, but I don't know. Do you think he deserves it?
I don't know if I'm. Anyways, let's get our guest on our show here. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, it's Dr. B.
It's me, Dr. B.
Hey, welcome. I see that you're wearing your like kind of uniform you're well known for online. Your hoodie.
Yeah, no, but I was told this was a dressed down affair, and we were going for comfortable, and so I am not wearing a tie. I'm not wearing a vest. But I can put on a tie if it makes everyone else feel comfortable. I do obviously have hats of various kinds within arm's reach, but
Wow. That's impressive.
This is my
my water's ready, so I'm just gonna go do that while you two show off your weird headwear.
It's not weird. I'm a pretty princess.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that you both had those things accessible, is I guess what I should have said.
I mean, his display is mostly hats. Like his whole background is hats and a shield, and then looks like a collection of pins. Are those pins?
Yeah, some penny pins, as well as the Death Squared skateboard, one of my favorite indie video games of the last couple years. I've got some other stuff I have to add to the wall. Recently, a fantastic leather crafter named Speechless Bard sent me some custom bracers with the Take This Psychomancer.
I saw those.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So I got some stuff I need to put up on the wall. But of course, I mean, I kind of pity anybody who doesn't have a tiara within reach.
All right. Well, I mean, I didn't ask for your pity, but sure.
I mean, if you just want to feel pretty, boom, tiara.
I mean, I already feel pretty today, so
if you can maintain that attitude through life, I envy you.
We're working on it.
Hi,
bud.
But yeah, I made sure to have a hat or two ready, knowing that we were going to have Dr. B on. This one here is my first. This is my Stetson Stallion, and I think it looks rather dashing. I'm happy with myself. I am a pretty princess as well. So
sure.
You don't have to in front of people. Dr. B, tell us a little bit about who you are. What do you do? What are you drinking? What are you drinking it out of?
I am drinking. I made a dirty chai latte. So we've got some chai tea, as well as I forget which coffee I used. I've got a double shot in there, and some locally sourced organic milk.
Locally sourced organic milk.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to start sending me pamphlets with the specific cows on there, so I can know where they came from. Maybe a recording of the cow, so I know it was well cared for.
All good
in-
things.
Really feels like you just stepped out of an episode of Portlandia.
Well, being in the Seattle area, there are a lot of similarities, and having grown up in the Seattle area, going down to Portland a whole lot. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that you were from Seattle originally.
Oh yeah, born and raised.
Nice.
Yeah, in Seattle proper. I remember it was very different in the 90s around here.
Okay.
So yeah,
and did you stay in Seattle for school? And
did I stay in?
you have some
Yeah,
sort of
actually.
doctorate.
Yeah, I stayed here for school. I have never lived outside of Western Washington.
Wow,
That's impressive.
That is kind of impressive.
I need a spot for my other arm, bud.
Furthest away I lived was Olympia, Washington for undergrad.
Just like him.
Okay.
Because I went to the hippie school down there for undergrad.
I'm just going to assume that that's what it's actually called, the hippie school.
No, the Evergreen State College, where our oddly phallic mascot of the gooey duck. And we have our Latin motto, Omnia Extares, which loosely translates to let it all hang out.
Wow.
Not even joking.
Yeah. No,
not even joking.
Can you just lay down, please?
And you did eventually go on to get a doctorate from somewhere, I assume?
I did. It's a school that no longer exists because we're bad at managing money.
Oh.
But as we mentioned earlier, you're not that kind of doctor. What kind of doctor are you?
I have a doctorate in clinical psychology. It's called it.
How you doing, Rosie? You good over there? How's
Wiley Coyote's doing great.
I love him so much. Anyways, keep telling us about what doctorate you have.
I have a doctorate in clinical psychology. Very specifically, it's called a PsyD as opposed to a PhD. While there's, of course, some research focus, it's much more clinically oriented. I ended up training in really heavily in the prison system in Washington State, and thought I was going to end up, continuing to work for the prison system because I liked working there. And then some twists of fate happened, and somehow I ended up in the game industry. We're working for Take This. I volunteered for a year and a half prior, and when my predecessor our first clinical director, Dr. Mark Klein, stepped back, they contacted me and said, "Hey, we like the cut of your jib. You speak nerd, you speak shrink. Come on, you want to be the clinical director?" And I was like, "Yeah." Video game nonprofit, done.
Nice. So you're saying I shouldn't show you my weird mole to get?
No. I mean, that definitely not. I didn't even attempt medical school for a reason. I passed out getting a tattoo.
I passed out getting my ear pierced.
It's a needle thing. I just.
I don't mind the needles. It's hard to see. It went through the base of my ear.
It was a needle thing. I don't dig on needles and blood and all that. It was like that scene in Dracula Dead and Loving It where Mel Brooks's character is trying to make the medical students pass out. I would have been the first one to go.
What kind of tattoo? Okay, cool.
What kind of tattoo? Phrenology head.
Nice. Did you get it finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
don't have just a half a tattue.
2/3.
Okay.
I've met people.
No, it was funny.
I've met people who weren't able to get through it all.
Well, so he got about 2/3 through, and apparently I followed all the instructions. I ate beforehand and all of that stuff, but I essentially, my whole body kind of unclenched when he took a break, and I just was getting real woozy. And the next thing I know, the tattoo artist and the shop owner were standing over me, just going, "Hey, dude, you okay?" I'm like, I'm real sweaty. Like, I don't know. I'm okay. And they handed me, a Mexican Coke because of the real sugar in it. And I was like, what happened? You passed out. How long was I unconscious? Which time? What?
Jesus.
So apparently I was out for like 15 seconds, came to, and then I passed out again for a minute.
Yikes.
That's a significant amount of time unconscious. I'm not a doctor, but that sounds like not a.
I
Anyway.
have seizures when I fall unconscious. Isn't that fun?
What?
Yeah.
No, my whole my mom's side of the family, we're fainting goats. It's ridiculous. We just pass out.
Yeah.
The only time I ever like passed out in public was when I had H1N1, and I like went to the doctor at my university and was like, "Hey, I don't feel great, and I know that other people in the dorms have H1N1, and I'm an RA, so like, do I have that?" And he's like, "No, you need to hydrate and eat food more often, and go back. Not everybody has H1N1. You can't get out of your classes this way." And I was like, "Oh, okay, fair enough. I hear you. That's not what I was trying to do, but okay." And then I like walked out of his office and back towards the lobby, and then like the really angry lady at the front desk was like, "Why aren't you walking still?" And I was like, "I'm not walking." And then I like leaned against the wall, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing." And then I was on the ground, and then there were paramedics. And they were like, "Yeah, they clearly have H1N1 and dehydration, you idiots." And I got to go hang out in an emergency room hallway on a bed hooked up to an IV.
When we're not on air, I will tell you about all of my stories because I pass out all the time. It's great.
All of your stories, none of them are good enough for you, audience. But
no, they're just like it's just unnecessary to talk about that. How's your tea smelling?
That's what I was about to ask. My tea smells pretty good. It smells very fruity. I can definitely smell that mango and papaya in there. That's interesting.
That was my thought.
All right, we'll come back with more thoughts about tea.
Like, I wanted to cool down a little.
Circle back, yeah, same. Dr. B,
what's up?
Those hats behind you, are those from like a specific company, or did you
they
steal
are
them from various like jazz artists, or?
Well, yeah, this was in my previous career as a jazz musician, bounty hunter. It was really specific, and
I want to run that campaign. I want to run that campaign so bad.
Well, really, the jazz police. So I was a jazz cop, and the jazz police were against any use of diminished 11ths in their sort of chord progressions. And those are the hats from all of the felled jazz musicians that defied the Jazz Council. No, they're all from Gorin Brothers. I love Gorin Brothers hats. I have been to just
about not as good of a story though.
No, I know, but it sort of sets the stage for what a dork I am. I love Gorin Brothers hats, as Sean is wearing right now. And I have been to just about every Gorin Brothers store in North America, even before they closed 14 of them in the last year.
Yeah.
There's only a couple I'm missing, both New York stores, Nashville, and one in North Carolina, and that's it. So
I have been to the Savannah store, which I think
that's a good one. I like that one.
That's where.
Wait, no, the Savannah one. I've been to the Atlanta one. They closed Savannah.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Atlanta one yet due to COVID and stuff. But the Savannah one we went to every time we went down to Savannah. My wife has a fedora from them that we got for the 2020 New Year, like the New Year going into 2020.
Nice.
I can't wear hats, so I'm just left out.
Oh, I can find a hat that works for you.
My head's my head is too tiny. You have to buy me a toddler hat, like a child hat.
Oh no. I can make this work. There are ways of making that work. If you want to wear a hat, we can make this happen.
I don't have enough hair for it. I feel like I look like a dude when I wear one.
We can make it work.
Okay, Dr. B. Great.
He's not just an expert in psychology. He's also a sartorial consultant.
I can wear headbands sometimes. I'll wear a headband. Does that count?
Sure. Headbands are great sometimes. Yeah. I believe I have hat sommelier on my Twitter profile.
Nice. Very nice.
It's still too hot.
It's still too hot, really? Let's see mine. Mine is not still too hot. It is very flavor forward in the beginning, and then I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Cool.
We'll come back to
Well,
it.
we could keep talking and then come back to it some more.
I just kind of want to go delicious dish on both of you, and just did either of you used to see that sketch on Saturday Night Live with Anna Gasteyer and Molly Shannon, who were two very dowdy NPR cooks?
No.
Hi,
But tell us more about it.
and welcome to the delicious dish. Today we begin our second show for Grain Week. We've been looking forward to this all year. What's your favorite grain? Quinoa. Whoa. I didn't expect that. And it went like, this is where we get such famous sketches as the Schweddy Balls.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Like with, Mr. Schweddy. Or, talking about Betty White's muffin.
Yes. Oh, so those were both delicious dish segments. I know both of those. Those are famous clips, but
yep.
So you and I share a nope, don't fall. Props. You and I share a passion for role-playing games.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Am I not included in this?
I was about to ask the same question.
You were talking to your dog. I don't know what's going on.
Well, they're not listening.
So,
I mean, that's all I got right now.
Nice. I dig it.
This
is my
Devin Ruse. I got it for my wedding.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have some Devin Rue map boxes in the other room. Yeah, I love Devin.
Devin, I have had interactions with Devin online and, the occasional exchange of DMs. And Devin is just one of those people I am really looking forward to meeting in person.
Yeah, same. They've been incredibly kind. Like their customer service is super on point, and they do it themselves.
Mm-hmm. So D&D, I see your hat. I saw
D&D.
Dr. B's mug.
So,
his mug.
D&D and RPGs in general, as well as like this whole Twitch thing we're doing. Talk to us a little bit about what Take This is doing on Mondays, 3:30 to 5:30 Pacific.
Well, ironically, nothing to do with role-playing games at all. And
excellent, solid. I'm excellent. What a good transition.
But well, actually, it's funny. Every other Monday, so Mondays have quickly become my streaming days in various ways. For the last 3 years, I've been playing every other week on Mondays with a bunch of other mental health types on a game on Geeks Like Us called Clinical Role. And on other Mondays now, I'm streaming with Dr. Kelly Dunlap, who's our community manager at Take This. And one of the most, I think, the most uniquely qualified person in the world to do what we're doing. She's an absolute dynamo, because after getting her doctorate in clinical psychology, she was like, wait a minute, I'm not done with the pain of grad school. I want more. And went back and got another master's degree specifically in game design. So she's not only right now a licensed clinical psychologist, researcher, and expert on mental health, she's a game dev. And so we've got this, the joke we had last time we did our Take This plays, we played Night in the Woods for a couple hours, and we're going to be doing that again. Time dilation being what it is, we will have done that at this point. But she comments on the design aspects, because I'd never played Night in the Woods, and I'm just there playing and basically being a big goofball. It kind of had a very dodgeball vibe to it. Sure do love pumpkins, Cotton.
Fair enough.
That is one of my very favorite movies. I can quote
Dodgeball?
it. Yeah. I used to watch it when I was in school. Anyways, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're on every other week on Take This Plays, Dr. Dunlap and I are going to be playing different video games and looking at either adjacent or directly related psychological concepts, or even the psychology of the game design itself. I'm largely going to be there, again, being a goof and listening to Dr. Dunlap teach me about game design.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because she's truly knowledgeable and such a great person to have to be doing this with. And then when on the weeks that Dr. Dunlap and I are not on the Take This stream, we have talks with our run by our research director, Dr. Rachel Cohort, as well as our executive director, Yves Trebuchet. So you get some fun stuff every other week, and then you get some learning stuff every other week. And no, I'd like to think there's a little overlap in both.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was a very Butters moment, wasn't it? Just, golly gee, well, there's get some learning one week, and then you get some fun the other weeks.
Little known fact, Dr. B is the voice of Butters on South Park. By fact, I mean lie.
I started playing a game called Spiritfarer, which is on PC, and it is all about death and like accepting it and like imbued. It's like the beauty of like it, and you ferry people, you ferry spirits to the afterlife.
You are a psychopomp,
and you have this big ship that you like. There's like other stuff to do. You have a ship that you have to upgrade, and you can grow like food. You have to feed all your spirits, but like each of them is connected to the main, like to the Spiritfarer, and you learn her story, and then there's like these really tragically beautiful moments where we actually ferry the spirit, and like the lesson that spirit like is teaching you from something they've learned in their life, and it's one of the most beautiful games that I've ever played.
Oh my God, this is a resource management game too?
Yeah.
And you just look it up while he was talking?
I'm looking it up now, and it's available for the Switch. What? I am playing.
Three free like DLCs are coming out this spring. I just read.
Oh my God! You know, one of the weirdest and most wonderful things about my career is that I look at something like this and I'm like, oh my God, I need to buy this video game. Oh, do I have it? It's a business expense.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's the best part of. I do that with all of the things too. Honestly, I buy like minis, and I'm like, well, I could use these for when I play with the kids. And
business expense.
I'm like looking at my shelf over there, and it's just got all the spell card, like 2 sets of every spell card for every class.
Amazing.
Like, it's great.
I'm totally putting this on my wish list. I gotta buy. I'm gonna
see if you get it on Steam though. Do you play PC games?
I do.
If you get it on Steam, you can play multiplayer. Somebody plays the cat, so she has a cat called Daffodil, and you get to play as the cat. You have to have a controller, but the other person can like remote in, or if you live in the same household, they can play on the same screen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, yeah, I'm adding this to my wish list.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. Oh, it's on sale right now. Hey, no.
It's so worth it.
Good night, everybody.
I streamed it I streamed it for a while, and then I stopped because I cry a lot while I play. Because like it's beautiful, but like you're ferrying someone over, and they're like, it was wonderful. If there's one thing I could have done better, it would have been spend more time with my family instead of getting caught up in my work. And you're like, yeah, like that's a real sad thing that people experience. Or I wouldn't have let the small things bother me.
Oh my God, I want to play this now.
Okay, well, it was
me
great
too.
having you,
So I'll see you later, Sean.
Peace.
Good luck figuring out the rest of the show.
Be here alone. I don't have the production end, so I don't know how to stop recording.
Yep, that's all me.
D&D, but for role-playing games.
Those things are things.
Well, I mean, whatever kind of games you're into, right? So you have written a D&D adventure, or
a community one, yes, for the DMs Guild.
Nice.
Co-wrote it, yeah. I don't want to take credit I would feel terribly taking solo credit for what was absolutely a team effort.
Who was on the team?
Bill Benham over at Wizards of the Coast, and Hannah Rose, who is just one of the best freelance writers in the
Editors.
RPG community. Hannah is just absolutely amazing at what she does. And Bill, so it came about, this mental health themed module, when some folks at Wizards were like, hey, let's do something like that. And I was like, yeah, let's totally do something like that. I've got mental health experience and oodles of playing experience with role-playing games. And it turned out Bill Benham, who's one of their producers over there, there we go, stray hair. He had some mental health experience from his military time and loads of writing experience. So it was kind of a really interesting mashup. And then we brought on Hannah as initially as an editor, and it very quickly morphed into, her making incredibly significant contributions to the whole thing because she's brilliant. And yeah, so it came about. It's called Gardens of Fog. It's wonderful. Anybody who picks it up on the DM's Guild, all the proceeds go to benefit Take This's mental health mission. And what's really cool is that we also put a new subclass in there, the Psychomancer, based on our mascot, the Psychomancer. We essentially wanted to make the therapists of the D&D world. And yeah, it's real. Having now played a Psychomancer, real fun, really fun character class to play. Really fun.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, highly encourage people to do it.
I have a plushie Psychomancer in the room.
Yeah.
It's so soft. I didn't think
so huggable.
That's the main character class feature, is the huggability.
Why didn't we put that in as a feat? Oh my god, that is such a missed opportunity.
Don't worry, you'll have time to expand it in Gardens of Fog 2.
The regardening?
The regardening. It's still so foggy.
Gardens of Fog 2, the refoggening. No,
wow.
So the module itself is actually really touching. It's not something that I would encourage people to play casually or lightly, because it ended up being considerably more evocative than we thought it was going to be. I mean, we knew we were dealing with themes of anxiety and depression, and in the course of building this module, but the feedback we've gotten from people playing is that apparently we did a really good job of conveying those experiences, and it ended up being incredibly evocative for a lot of people. So I wouldn't just don't just pick up that module and be like, hey, this is cool. Hey, gang, we're playing this and you know nothing about it. Talk it through with your group first.
Definitely a slot 0 is needed.
Yeah. Definitely do. Mm-hmm. So always do a session 0. Always.
Well, yeah. Very cool. So we can support Take This by picking up Gardens of Fog on
absolutely. Yep.
How else can we support Take This?
Well, you can support us a number of different ways. One, going to wormwoodgaming.com and picking up a Hope Shield, a box of hope. Wormwood has been a fantastic partner of ours. In fact, I think I've got one over here. Wormwood has been a fantastic partner of ours for 5 years now, and they have been making these grab box blind. Yeah, those are the ones. Is that a Paduke?
This is Paduke, and this is the one you gave me. This is the one that y'all
awesome.
Maybe Eve gave me. I don't know who sent that pack over, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's a blind box. You do not know which one you are going to get, and they've been done in over 90 different woods. 1 in 50 is a legendary shield made out of Macassar ebony with a rare inlay. They're just so cool. That's a wonderful way to support us. Or you can, go to Patreon, patreon.com/takethisorg, and do it there and donate.
That'll pop up in the chat. Just
yeah.
Check it. I have no hands right now to point at wherever I think the chat might be. I've got a dog.
You've got Doggo on the lap. That's fantastic.
So I have 4 of your shields, Dr. B.
Nice.
And I had a question.
Yeah.
These three that I bought directly from Wormwood, they have nothing on the back, and that's fine. They're beautiful. Shows off the grain.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this have like a weird V symbol?
Aha! So those are series numbers. The
Oh.
ones from the first series did not have anything on the back. And we started demarcating those, starting with we started demarcating those with the series numbers engraved into it, partially because we wanted people to be able to keep track of what they were collecting, but also because the series numbers are very tactile. There, a lot of folks have said it's real gratifying or distracting or easy to use as a stim, just rubbing the back of it with the engravings of the different series numbers on there. So we made sure to keep those.
That's awesome.
And so that
yeah,
V is series 5.
Nice. I definitely will occasionally take one of these down and use it as a worry stone or to stim. For our audience members at home who don't necessarily know what stimming is, in 10 words or less.
It is a form of self-stimulation often used by folks in the autism community.
Nope. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Stimming is a form of self-stimulation.
That's true. So
via idiosyncratic movements.
Ooh, nice. Well done. And you didn't use applied twice. I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
It's gonna be that kind of stream, huh?
Well, so I'll just leave y'all to it. I'm gonna go. I'll keep it recording.
Rosie, how are you doing?
Yeah, seriously. How are you in Artigan?
Artigan? Have you ever watched an episode of that show that a lot of other people watch? It's Artagan. But we're good.
D'Artagnan?
D'Artagnan?
Artie. We call him Artie because no one in my family can bother to learn Artagan. So we just call him Artie. I'm good. Thanks. I'm listening to Dr. B because like I've done some of the things that Dr. B has done with my own little space. And I'm enjoying hearing how far you all have come. So that's wonderful.
Well, that's very kind of you. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that in response.
It's been a long journey and I'm tired, and so it's nice to like
are you a psych student?
No. I do social skill development with teens, so I have a leadership background.
Oh,
Hi.
cool.
Yeah, I heard a module for social skill development for teens too, but it's cool, you know?
I want to read it.
Okay, I can send a copy to you.
It's available on DM Skills, sir.
It's available on Drive-Thru RPG, actually. But yeah, no. So yeah. So I have a master's degree in leadership development and a background in creative writing, and I run an organization out here in Denver that works with teens, and we do social skill development and anxiety management. I may or may I feel so braggy. I may or may not have given a TED talk about this topic in November. Or something. So
or some. I want to read some of this stuff. I'll send you
okay, yeah, we can talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been interesting to like I follow a lot of the stuff that Take This does because it's like a level, like it's a different. You're in a different part of the umbrella of what this is, and yeah, so it's fun to hear what you're all doing because it's stuff I like to do as well.
Boy,
yeah,
I should send you some of the stuff on that I've co-written on applied role-playing game usage.
Maybe, I mean, yeah,
maybe just a little bit. I should send you some
like a little overlapping of the stuff that I like. So yeah, but yeah,
Did
so
I
I
not
got
make it clear why I wanted to connect the two of you?
Nope.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
It was just sort of, hey, you need to meet Rosie. I'm like, cool.
Oh, hey, nice to meet you.
So I thought the rest was self-evident.
Yeah, so that's what I do. So it's cool. So it's fun to listen to all of the progress you've all made and where you're at. Because it's just me right now hanging out over here. And my dogs. My dog is literally on the like pushing against the table where my laptop is recording this. So I'm waiting for it to just fall on over.
That will be terrifying.
It's part of my life. I have way too many animals in my life.
part of the process.
So cool. Yeah, things are good here. We're, it's snowing and cold and great. Don't make that face.
I hate the snow. I feel like our viewers really know this now. I feel like we've talked about it a lot.
We do.
Does it snow near where you live, Dr. B?
It's supposed to snow today. I saw that somewhere.
You mean the half an inch we've got on the ground right now?
Yeah, no, I mean like real snow.
Like the storm that's a coming.
Do you get like feet of snow? Do you get feet?
Not typically.
That's what Sean is trying to ask you without actually specifically asking.
Not typically. So Seattle is a kind of a temperate, it's a temperate / low, kind of almost Mediterranean climate at times. But we also have a lot of like marine things coming in because we're, on the water in Puget Sound. And so it's kind of a weird thing. Typically speaking, it doesn't get that cold in the winter. So, and it's also as hilly as San Francisco here. So when it does snow, the whole city shuts down. Because it when it does start to snow, it's not cold enough for things to stick at first. So by the time the ground freezes, there's a solid sheet of ice under the half an inch that we have, and it's as hilly as San Francisco. So you can't walk up a lot of our hills when it's snowing, let alone drive up them. So it's freaky when it snows here, and we're supposed to get this weekend maybe 6 to 8 inches.
Are you prepared?
Do you need me to send you like gloves, a hat, maybe like a shovel?
No, I used to be married to a woman from Chicago. I'm good.
Okay, great.
I'm good. Every time we would go visit her family, I would dress in, like Seattle layers. I'm like, okay, I've got a light hoodie on and I've got some layers underneath there. And then when I step out of Thanksgiving and I step out of the doorway at O'Hare International Airport, it's like that scene in Cool Runnings where the bobsled team has just stopped dead in their tracks in Calgary. And I think the first time I went to Chicago with her, it was late November. And she's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's -20. I'm like, there's a -20? That happens?
I mean, where I grew up, it never got that cold, but it was humid, and the cold humidity is terrible. And I lived in San Diego for a while, so I got kind of spoiled. Nice. And I remember going back like home to visit probably like Christmas-ish time. And like, I just don't remember even 14 degrees, which is it's just manageable, right? Like it's managed. Well, I think 14 degrees is manageable. Stepping out in like that cold, humid 14 degrees, I was like, never again will I live here. And then I moved back for a little while, but not again. It won't happen again.
And it's funny because my grandparents, when they were, when they were still alive, they lived in San Diego my grandma lived there for 70 years until she died. And when I would go down to San Diego to visit my grandparents in like February, they would be disappointed. They would be disappointed because it was so cold, and they would really hope it'd be a nice treat for me. And oh God,
yeah,
that's a bummer. And then I realized where I'm from, and I'm like, wait a minute, define cold. And they said, I don't know, 57.
Yeah, it get cold. You'd have to wear a sweater at night.
Yes. I go and put on shorts and a t-shirt. I'm like, 60 degrees. This is awesome.
But it's cold. Well, okay, so I did this thing. So that's where I went to grad school. So I was like, we'll be living here at minimum for 2 years, right? Because I have to get through grad school. And I said to myself, I was going to live near the beach. Like I wanted to be able to get to it. If I was going to live here, it'd be the closest I was ever going to live to an ocean, most likely. So I lived less than a block from the ocean.
Okay.
It was cold at night. Like the wind.
You get the breeze coming off, and they were up in Linda Vista.
I feel like you lived near the beach, like Rachel Bloom lived near the beach.
No. I literally lived like a block from Point Loma, like from the Point Loma cliffs.
Oh,
like Sunset
that's
Cliffs.
Real windy there.
Cold, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, no, that's real windy there.
Yeah, I used to walk, like I'd get up in the morning. I know that people think I'm weird because I would wake up in the morning, but I'd wake up and like walk the cliffs, and that would be like my morning walk. And then I'd, or sunset. Cool. Sunset was beautiful. Everyone would like come out and clap as the sun was setting. Like nature was giving it a show. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Weirdest 2 years of my life.
Wait, you went to that program?
I went to University of San Diego, so USD leadership.
Yeah,
program.
I know somebody else who went through the.
Do you know Joe? You know
Of
Joe.
course, I know Joe.
You know Joe. Joe and I
Joe
talk.
and-
I love Joe.
Joe and I did a talk at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019.
We talked about this. I mean, Joe and I did, not you and I, because we
That's
don't know
awesome.
each other
Yeah,
yet.
with Thomas Comney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe. So Joe has a PhD in the same program I got my master's in, and
That's awesome.
he and I, we talk about using game design for leadership. And he's the only person in the world that I can talk about like nerdy stuff with like leadership lingo mixed in. And I'm like, we're like, really, you're the only person I can do this with, and it's so fun. Like we have the same team, we have the same professors. We get to talk about them. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I am a big fan. Joe Lasley, he is a PhD, as Rosie said, he's a PhD in leadership and is an expert on the applied use of tabletop role-playing games and leadership scenarios. He does some great talks.
Yep. And he teaches now up in Maine.
Yep. I forgot he moved up there until I was like, dude, I'm coming down to San Diego. And he was like, cool, I'm not there.
Yeah. Yep, that's pretty much how it is. Yeah. Cool. We should talk about this tea. I could do this for a while, but we should talk about the tea.
The tea.
I mean,
yeah,
we can.
I mean, we can do this for a little while, but we have to at least end the show. We promise our viewers an hour, and we're at 46 minutes, so.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
Dun dun? Should I get it? What are you doing, Doc?
I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I mean, we do kind
Not
of a
you. My dog is digging at my leg as though it might move. Oh, no. Don't get Dr. B, maybe. I don't know if I would shorten it. I feel like that's we're not there yet.
People do. I'm cool with it. Wrong kind of doctor. Now, right now, you look like you're auditioning badly for an episode of Dallas, and you're nearly 30 years too late.
This is my resistance. Like, I come from a place where cowboy hats and cowboy boots are a thing. This is my cowboy hat. Like, this is the one that I want.
I'm sorry that you grew up in a place where that's a thing.
I'm not, but okay.
It's a thing.
It's good. It looks good on you. Can we talk about this tea, though? Because I think that's like half of the part of the show that we promise people at the end.
Sure.
It's the druid tea?
Dryad.
Dryad. Ooh, very different.
Very different.
Very different. I know
Dryad tea out of Aurora, Colorado.
Which
we've both said their names. I'm sure future us is putting their
definitely putting their information in our chat.
Yeah.
I like this tea. I don't usually like fruity. We've talked about this. Fruity teas aren't my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had an allergic reaction yet, so that is also very good.
Promising. Very nice.
It just means that I have to eat the papaya to be allergic to it, so that's good. But I like this. I like the black tea part of this. It's not like an herbal green. I hate green tea.
I love green tea. Sorry.
It's fine. So I like that there's like a black tea in this. What do you think?
Dryad tea has been so kind to us, giving us a discount code for our viewers. And this I do not like this.
Oh. I like this one.
I'm trying to not be
every
mean.
tea.
Yeah, no, that's true. And not every tea is for everybody, right? I'm not a huge fan of fruity teas usually. And I think that it's got a lot going on, and it kind of overwhelms.
We need to pick out teas that are not as like fruity.
I literally just picked it randomly out of the bottle.
I know. We need to be more mindful next time.
I don't think I will be, but
okay. Anyways.
Listen, I have a lot of dryad teas that I thoroughly enjoy, and I'm so happy to have found this company. This just isn't one of them, but I love you guys, and yep, that's my review.
Cool. Go away, dog.
I'm looking up their stuff right now. This is, let's see.
Yeah, they have a lot of really good stuff.
Although we disagree on the best tea, which mine is definitely Almond Twilight, and you didn't like that one.
Almond Twilight.
It tastes like a cookie to me.
That sounds fantastic.
What was my review of Almond Twilight? I'll scroll up
Okay,
on this.
let's do that afterwards. So, well,
All right.
we should drink it on stream or something.
Oh,
I mean, I will. You didn't
sure.
like it, so.
I'll drink it. It wasn't like a 0 for me. Hey, Rosie, why don't you tell them about our scale? Our
Oh, I don't have it. I
0 to
don't have
5.
that open. I have all of the producing stuff open.
Dr. B, why don't you tell them about our...
We have a 0 to
your
5
scale
scale for sure. 0 to 5. 0 means ew.
0 means I would recommend against this.
So you have a
I
6-point Likert scale.
Yes.
Thanks.
I
Okay.
feel involved.
You are.
Good.
You're super involved. One is, what is one? Would drink to be polite, but would never buy.
Correct.
2 is like would recommend. I don't remember.
We would drink, but we wouldn't buy.
Okay.
Like, this is good. I'm happy. Like, it's fine, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy this. Or I'm not going to buy this. 3 is that we would buy it, but it's not like a superstar or anything. 3 is like this is a good tea. This is good. 4 is great, meaning we will order it again. It will happen. And 5 is awesome. We must keep it on hand at all times.
Sorry, dog. Cool. Mine's
Go for it. Yeah.
we're best
What do you
friends. Best friends. I pick a 3.
For this,
I'd be happy
I
if
think-
it came in like a multi-pack. For sure. I would definitely drink it.
I think I'm going to go with a 2. This is more than just drinking to be polite for me, but I don't know that I'm going to go out of my way to buy this. What about you, Dr. B? What do you got? You want to review your homemade concoction over there?
My homemade concoction. I don't remember which chai tea blend I got, but not a huge fan. A little heavy on the clove and the cinnamon for me. Would have liked a little bit more cardamom in this. Maybe a little bit more black pepper. But all in all, I'm fairly satisfied with it. I'd give it a 3 out of 5 on a 6-point scale.
All right.
Where are you going?
Explorations. Listen,
Exploration.
Artie's the star of the show. So, you know.
Yeah. It's a pain.
That's why the people are here, really. All right. Well, Dr. B.
Dr. Me.
Where can people
Oh,
where can
boy.
people find you? Where can people find you? What else are you doing that you want to let the people know about?
Well, the best way to find what the stuff I'm doing is to go to follow Take This at TakeThis.org on all the social medias, especially Twitter and Facebook. If you're looking for me personally, I can be found on Twitter at the Dr. B with 2 E's. But yeah, boy, we've got a lot of projects we've got going on a fairly regular basis. But definitely come tune into Take This.org's Twitch stream on Mondays from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, you're gonna get some good stuff with that. And we've got some great announcements coming up in the next few months about a bunch of stuff that we're gonna be doing throughout the course of the year. We're gonna be increasing our video content as well. And yeah, so got cool stuff.
Very cool. What about you,
That's
Rosie?
awesome. Yeah, at Rosie_games on Twitter. Find me there. That's where I post stuff, so that's cool.
Very cool. And
You?
you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at Sean Banerjee or on YouTube.com/Sean Banerjee, where you can watch the VODs of this amazing show.
Yay!
Hey.
So you can watch. This will be immortalized forever. Our conversation here today.
Seems like a lot of pressure. I feel like I wish I knew that before we started.
You're the one recording it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I forgot.
Oh,
Cool.
Yes.
Also, you can find me on Idle Champion at Codename Entertainment stream every Tuesday doing Champions of Psychology with Mitra Jordan and Trevor Bettis. Yeah, that's a fun thing we do. And we have a lot of fun talking about mental health topics with the Idle Champions crew.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I've heard. Like I said, I'm just going to start saying when people are like, "What do you do?" I'm around.
I'm a big fan of talking about mental health and the intersectionality with gaming, which is why Dr. B is one of my favorite people, because my wife refused to come on camera. So,
fair.
All right.
Well,
did I forget anything?
I don't.
Good.
I think we got everything.
How's everyone at home doing? Let's just check in for a moment. Let us know in the comments.
Are you assuming also, I assume by now that you're not telling your future self to write your paper because you've done it already?
Yep.
Cool. Future Sean, get your freaking paper done. I will help you write it. It's literally on leadership stuff.
Hey, future Sean, you should get your paper done.
When the two of you were talking about grad school,
you've got some help right there in the form of Rosie. She's an expert. You should listen to her.
I will. Okay.
Cool.
I will actually write my. Hopefully, by the time this is out, my papers are done.
Yeah, certainly hope so.
But if they are, then I started a new semester and probably have new papers I need to go finish. And if they aren't, then that'll be sad for me and the money I put into grad school so far.
Very true.
But, yeah.
That is just a depressing idea. Don't think about how much money you're spending on grad school.
No. Thanks for hanging out with us, Dr. B, and audience.
I'm happy to.
We were here. Yeah, this was awesome.
Now I'm geeking out over new teas and new video games. I'm just like, keep talking. Thank you for introducing me to this. Dryad tea seems really cool. They've got some really interesting blends. I'm looking forward to trying.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. B, you could actually buy those with a 10% discount using code SIPHAPPENS at checkout. SIPHAPPENS, one word. True. I don't know if it's case sensitive.
But I'm going to try that.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. And don't forget, SIP happens.